way of evaluating things and believing in things. As I wrote my biography, I said, wow, I sat there for a while and I was up late at night, and my husband can vouch this, but I was tearing at night because I was remembering difficult times. And you'll read in the things that I've written. I came to Andersen Air Force Base as a necessity. It was desperate for me because I found out that my first husband was ill and was going to become paralyzed. I have children to take care of. The compensation he got was very little. So somebody has to put food on the table. So I went, and would you believe I had to take this test. And it was so comical because back in the States, using electric typewriters at that time, IBM, whatever. And I came down to take this civil test. Just to get myself inside the door, I took a clerical test. And they said, they got this monstrosity of a typewriter. He says, all of you, there were several of us, he says, you have to make 5 lines, and I believe 3 errors out of that 5 lines to pass. And boy, I tried to press on those keys, and were they hard. So I said, 5 lines, okay, Joyce, go slowly. So what I did was like first kindergartner, bang, bang, each letter, just to make sure I have 5 lines. And I did not want to make any errors. And I did it. Others were banging away on that thing, and it was really so heavy to press. I passed it, and I got a job at Civil Engineering Squadron, and that was my first training ground. I started out there. But I moved up fast. And, the thing about that is I said, I never searched for another job. Somebody comes and says, you're going to this place, and you're going here, and you're going there. And that's what I did. I just kept moving really fast. And I kept working harder and harder, determined that I was going to be successful so that I can take care of my family. Under Colonel, I always remember Colonel Magazoo was his last name. I go to staff meeting with one other girl, and he likes his coffee and everything. And one time he was complaining about the coffee, so I said, gosh, I'm going to fix him. So I went and got the small liquor, or whatever you call it, which I don't drink. Honestly, I was bad. But I wanted to cheer him up, So I poured that thing into that cup of coffee, put it where he usually sits at staff meeting, and he was getting ready to get his flipper, and he went and took a big gulp out of the coffee, and he went like that, and he continued. And I went back to my desk, and I just sat there, and he says, that was the best, excuse me, Archbishop Father. He said, that was the best damn coffee I've ever had. It was really, really funny. And then, that's me, right? I'm all for drama, so. We were in this, again, the same thing, and this girl was wearing contact lenses, and she dropped her contact lenses in that dark room and says, Joyce, I gotta find my contact lenses. So what did Joyce do? I said to everybody, stop, turn on the light. And they looked at me and says, what in the heck are you doing? I said, everyone look for her contact lenses. It's coming. And everybody, colonels and everybody were down looking for contact lenses. So those were good experiences, right? And it just went on like that. And the next thing I knew, I was trying to get the civil engineer out because he was PCSing. And he got a phone call from the base commander. Joyce is coming to work for me on Monday. He came out and told me, I said, what do you mean? I've got to go work for him on Monday. So it was like that. I kept moving. So I attribute that, I think, because I always talk to my God. And I said, God, please help me out every day. So whatever I do, it's in your name. But I have to keep my job so I can take care of my family. When I was over at Base Commander, the same thing. They wanted me up at 8th Air Force. So they wanted me to go, and I said, no, I'm not going. I don't want to go out there. So the colonel, the base commander, and the command chief there, the chief typed up the letter, and they stood in front of me and said, sign, you're leaving. I said, hey, you mean you want to get rid of me? He says, no, but the general wants you up there. So there again, I reported, then people were calling me, you mean you're going to work for that man? I said, why, what do you mean? He says, Joyce is so mean. I said, oh boy. Well, I have to go. So I came in tiptoeing into that office, you know, being very careful, you know. And he was such a nice person. I mean, you know, I think when you work for a person, you know, that's different. I mean, we all have different personalities. My goodness. I just do whatever I have to do. And then they said, well, we're going to consolidate this. There was another secretary there. He says, we're going to consolidate, and you're going to be it. She's leaving. I said, oh. And then we had this general, who the 8th Air Force commander, you know, he was such a big man. He says, wait till you see, you know, see our big boss. And I said, who? And they called him the Wolf. I said, Wolf? I said, my goodness. So he came and met me, and I looked up at him and I said, are you the Wolf? And it was comical, you know, because I'm always asking questions. That's me. I mean, you know, I can't. But I got really close to them. They were so good. And from then on, you know, I stayed with 8th Air Force. It moved away, and then 3rd Air Division came in. And my story continues. I mean, there was so much in my life, so much experience. But I started out from that concentration camp with one thing, and that is faith. Up to this point, everything that I do is for God. You know, recently, last year, we've begun Joint Region now. And I'm proud to say that when they were trying to translate the phrase that goes on the logo, they called Joyce. I said, wow. So I feel like I'm part of that logo, because I translated the words and I said, here